Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Lamecca, Director of the East Flatbush Community Partnership. And unfortunately, again, our presenters who were supposed to finish off this series were unable to attend today. And because we love and appreciate you all, we did not want to cancel. So just like last week, some of you may know I am also a financial educator, part-time. That is something that I do, so I'm able to share some resources with you all. So I'm going to give you a wealth of information today, strictly for educational purposes that you can use to explore, also share with your community. And if you have questions, I will do my best to answer them. I must say, just as a disclaimer, because I am the director of the East Flatbush Partnership, I am not able to assist you any further with implementing any of the things that I share. But I hope that this will be just a great starting point for you as you continue on your journey for receiving financial education. So, with that said, I'm going to start by sharing some resources. And then at the end, we're going to do a quiz together just to see, how we score and what we've been learning so far. And I think it'll be a great way for you all to get an idea of areas that you need to improve in. Okay. So, with that said, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
very
I do.
good. Okay. So I want to preface this with I think I have like five websites. And each of them is catered toward different things. So the first one I'm showing you,
Pull it up a little bit. Let me get the screen up. Okay.
what you mean up like that?
Make it, you can't make it full screen.
No, because it's not a
Oh,
presentation,
okay.
it's the website. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. But I'm gonna scroll through the whole
Okay.
thing. Yep. Okay, so the first thing I want to share is that we have a lot of videos. Okay, so this website is actually, I'm gonna just put it in the chat so you guys can have it. Each one I share with you, I'm gonna put in the chat. So this is the first one. Okay. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to send y'all. Hold on. Copy and paste. Okay, so that's the first website. And I want to share with you the different videos that we have access to. So, one video, it just talks about your journey on financial literacy. It speaks to one of our books we have, which is Change Your Literacy, Change Your Life. I'll share with you how you can get a free copy of that book. Um, the one on the right talks about retirement. Actually, I want to play one of them for you. So let me stop sharing so I can share with the audio so you can hear it when I play the sound. Okay, so I want to share this one with you because this speaks specifically about a particular life insurance product that's really powerful. So we can look at this together. It's a really quick video. Okay, so the title of the video is The Swiss Army Knife. So let's look at this one together.
A great example of one of the tools we use to help our clients is Indexed Universal Life Insurance, also known as IUL. Though no one product can meet all the needs of every client, the IUL is a multifaceted tool with the heavy lifting potential to meet many of our clients' needs. It's for this reason we like to think of it as the Swiss Army knife of financial strategies. Here are four of its core features. The first feature is life insurance protection, which can enable you to leave a tax-free inheritance to your heirs. Indexed Universal Life Insurance is not a security, and Indexed Universal Life Insurance policies are not an investment in the stock market or in the indexes. Indexed account interest is based in part on indexed performance. Then, you have the prospect of growing your money with zero market risk. Your account value can grow with the market up to a certain level, or cap, which can be as high as 12 to 15%. This allows you to capture the upside potential of the market and apply the Rule of 72 concept to your money. However, unlike many other financial vehicles which expose your money to the market's downside, the zero market risk feature of the IUL, called a floor, shields you from all market losses. Let's see what it might look like to have the market's upside potential working for you, while a floor protects your money from its downside. Here's a hypothetical scenario in which the market continues up 10% one year and down 10% the next for 10 years. Without a floor, and due to the impact of losses, your account would experience a slow but steady decline, making it impossible to grow your money. But with the IUL's floor in place, you're protected against the impact of market losses, and your ability to take advantage of the market's gains allows you to lock in growth over time. What a difference the zero market risk of the IUL can make! With a floor in place and the market's upside locked in, you now have the opportunity to grow your money and create your own income stream for retirement. Since an IUL is funded with after-tax money, like the smart farmer who paid taxes on the seeds, you're able to enjoy your harvest tax-free. Together, you have 3 strategies in place to help you escape market risk, grow your money, create a tax-free income stream in retirement, and leave a significant legacy for your heirs. So what could derail the future you've worked so hard to create and protect? This is where the 4th benefit comes in. The IUL doesn't only benefit your family when you're not around, it can protect them from the emotional and financial burdens of long-term care. Doesn't it seem like almost everyone has experienced the emotional and financial devastation of a long-term care situation? The statistics back this up. 7 out of 10 Americans will need long-term care. Sadly, only 22% have planned for it. That's unfortunate because long-term care can be very expensive. The average annual cost of nursing home care could reach $226,000 in long-term care expenses. That's more than the median cost of a house. Think about this. How would your income, finances, and lifestyle you worked so hard for be affected if you unexpectedly had to pay off your mortgage in 2.5 years? The extra cost of the long-term care feature of an IUL can help protect against this kind of threat. With such a wide range of benefits working together to help you build your financial future, the Swiss Army knife of financial strategies is a fitting term. And this is just one of the powerful financial tools we use to fulfill our mission to educate our clients and help them build the future of their dreams.
Okay, so that was one of the videos. Does anyone have any questions? Those of you who just joined in, I was sharing with you all that the presenters that we had scheduled for today were unable to make it. So surprise, you get me again. And so I was just going over some resources that I have available for you all to gain access to. And just with the first one, wanted to know if you all had any questions about what I shared. You can feel free to unmute if you have questions, because I can't really see the chat right now. Or you guys. Okay. All right, so no questions there. The next thing I want to share with you all is another website, and this one is our How Money Works website. The first one was Wealth Wave. So I'm going to put this one in the chat as well. So you'll have that. And this one is where you can access the free books that I mentioned to you before. So we have 4 books. One is Change Your Literacy, Change Your Life. The second one is How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. The third one is How Money Works for Women. And the fourth one is How Money Works for the Next Generation. So all you would need to do is click on whatever book you want to explore and the copy. And then you'll fill out the information and someone will reach out to you to get your address. But the Change Your Life, Change Your Literacy, that's one that's an ebook. So that will come to you automatically. Okay. Any questions about how to get access to those books?
Yes, how do you get access to it? What do you have to do?
No problem. So I put a link in the chat. It says howmoneyworks.com/LaMecca Holmes. Do you see the link?
Yes, the weather wave.
Nope, the
Oh,
one that
how
says How
many
Money
works?
Works, the second one.
Moneyworks.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Yes. So you go to that site and then you click on books. Okay. And then you could pick whatever one you want. If you pick this one, you'll get it immediately because it's an ebook. The other three are physical copies. So if you want this one, you can get it right away. And it comes in three different versions. It's kind of like the long version, the medium version, and the short version. So you can tell right here, this is a 30-minute read, 8-minute read, 2-minute read. So you just click on download the ebooks, put in your information, and it'll come to your email right away. You pick off which one you want. You can pick off three, it's up to you. So you can get that right away. Or if you say, you know what, I want the actual books, right? The physical copies, then you would click on any of the other ones. So either How Money Works for Women, or How Money Works for the Next Generation. And you can request a copy of those. Okay?
Okay, okay. Thank you for taking the time to walk me through it.
You're welcome. No problem. All right, so that's the books. That's how you can get access to those. Now, on this site, we also have different concepts that you can learn about. I'm going to look at this one because I know we haven't talked about this one yet. So this is a strategy. It's called the $1 Million Baby Strategy. And what it does is it utilizes the power of life insurance to help you set your child up to be a millionaire when they become an adult by you simply using life insurance. Now, the reason why it's so powerful is because look at the two options. Which legacy plan is more realistic for you? Leave each of your children $1 million inheritance from your personal savings, or to grow $1 million retirement for each child, starting with a small fraction of that amount when they're young. So the thing about it is with life insurance, the younger you are, the less expensive it is. And so you can take advantage of it because once you lock in the price, that's going to be the same price for the rest of their life, right? So imagine you paying 30, $50, whatever. I don't know what the quote is going to be for you, for your child, but imagine paying such a low amount every month and it's compounding every single year plus gaining interest every year. They can become a millionaire. And then they can use that money to do anything. They can buy real estate properties with it, they can use it to pay for school, whatever they want. Okay. So that's a strategy that you can learn about on the site. Excuse me. And then let me go back to something else I wanted to show you. So that's that one. And then also um we went over the 7 money milestones, but you can also access a copy of this. Oh, not that one. No, not that one. It's down here, I think. I think there's a separate book just for this one. Give me a moment. Maybe not. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought this one had a separate book, but I don't think so. It's just referring to the other books. Yeah. So we mentioned, okay, okay. So this is what it's saying. It's saying, okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So if you want electronic version, just this chapter on securing proper protection, you can request that too. Okay. So basically, long story short, there's a lot of resources here that you can get access to. Okay. So this one is about the 7 money milestones. We went over this last week. And so you can learn more about that as well. Okay. Now, this site also has some videos. And these videos are more like kind of like animated characters sharing different concepts. So you can watch those. Okay. All right. So the next one I want to take you to. Now, this one we can actually interact and do this one together. So this is a site, it's called Shop Your Term. So this is for someone who has temporary life insurance currently, but they want to see if they can get better rates. So would anyone like to share? It's not too personal information. I'll show you what the questions would be. It would be like your name, your age, and you don't have to. I can make up a fake person. But if anyone wants to see like what they can be saving, I would need to know your name. I would need to know the state you live in, your date of birth, your gender, and if you smoke or don't smoke. So does anyone want to volunteer to see if we can get you some cheaper rates? Or I could just make up a person so you can see how it works. I'm fine either way. Let me know what you guys feel comfortable with. You can unmute and let me know. So this is if you currently have temporary life insurance and you want to see if you can get a cheaper rate. That's the purpose of the site. Anyone?
I
No
don't see no
pressure.
questions in the chat, so I don't have
Okay,
to
all right. So let me make up somebody. So let's say that we have someone currently paying $60 for a death benefit of $200,000. Okay. So we're going to click shop it and we got to fill in some more information about the person. So let's say they have standard health and let's say their birthday is May 5th. And let's say they were born in 1980. Let's say they live in New York. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't do New York. New York is funny. Yeah, New York. It's like it doesn't matter what state you're in, it's probably going to be the same thing, but New York isn't here. So I picked New Jersey. We're going to say female, and I'm going to say that they're not a smoker. So we're going to see if we can get this person paying less than $60 for $200,000. And let's say that they currently have it for 30 years. Okay, this is temporary life insurance again. It only lasts a certain amount of time. So let's see what we can find for this person. And we can save the money. So it says shopping. Okay, so it says congratulations. You just shopped your term. You could be paying $47 a month instead of 60 for $200,000 worth of term life insurance, or you can continue paying $60 and increase your benefit from, okay, so 200 to 200, then that's like that's a glitch. So let's see what companies are offering $47. So what it does is it shows you the companies that are offering that amount. And then, if you wanted to, you can have someone, you got to work through a life insurance agent so they can reach out to the companies for you and explore if you want to switch and get a cheaper rate. Okay, so that's how this site works. But it also has a lot of great resources. So here it shows you to figure out how much life insurance you need. So let's play this video. Those of you who just joined in, we're just looking at some resources that are available. And I want to move this down so I can blow up the screen. Okay, here we go.
Have you ever wondered how much life insurance you actually need? Both the amount and cost may surprise you. A simple rule of thumb is to aim for about 10 times your annual income. However, life is complex, and so are your financial responsibilities. Let's go beyond the basics to ensure your family is truly protected. First, let's look at the DIME method. This approach takes a deeper look at 4 key areas. Debt. Consider outstanding loans and credit balances your family would need to pay off. Income. Multiply your annual income by 10 to support your family's lifestyle for at least a decade. Mortgage. Calculate what's left on your mortgage or rent, ensuring your family can stay in their home. Education. Account for future education costs to give your children the opportunities they deserve. By combining these, the DIME method provides a comprehensive picture of your family's potential financial needs. Next, we have the Financial X-Wave. It highlights how your life insurance needs evolve as you go through different life stages. As you build wealth and pay off debts, your need for coverage decreases. Early in life, term insurance is an affordable way to cover significant obligations. Later, as you accumulate wealth, you may need less insurance but may still want coverage for final expenses or to leave a legacy. Long-term life insurance can also help cover estate taxes and probate fees, ensuring your loved ones receive their inheritance. It allows you to leave a lasting legacy, supporting your family and the causes you care about. Life insurance can even cover final expenses, so your family isn't burdened with unexpected costs. With the DIME method and the Financial X-Wave, you're prepared to protect today, plan for tomorrow, and build a lasting legacy. Begin with shopyourterm.com.
Okay, so that was an example of how to figure out how much life insurance you might need. And the other topics here are the fact that you get to choose, that you get to shop around. Sometimes what happens is we'll meet with the financial educator. They'll talk to us about one product because they only have access to one product. And you just won't know that there are other options where you can get something less expensive. The other category is living benefits. I know we talked about this before, where you also want to check and see if the coverage you currently have includes living benefits, because that means you can access the funds while you're still alive. And it's not always just, this is money for my family when I pass away. So it can be if you have a critical or chronic illness, you can get those funds while you're still alive. The next one is explain the difference between the different types of life insurance, common myths, and helping you choose the right length of term if that's what you want to go for. Okay. So that's that site. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and then we'll go on to the next resource. Any questions? I'll put this one in the chat too, just so you can have it. Any questions? Anyone?
Any questions? If you want, you could drop any questions in the chat as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Judith, and with the term, I always was puzzled about the term. Like, say you get a 10-year and the 10-year finished, so what happens after that?
Great question. So they are designed to last you a temporary amount of time. So that's how they get the kind of short version term, right? That comes from the word temporary, okay? It's a time frame, right? So either it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever, you agree to. So you're right. After the 10 years or however length amount of time you have it for, you will no longer have the insurance, okay? Unlike the permanent life insurance where you will have it for the rest of your life. They tend to be a little bit more expensive, but that's where you have to sit down with a financial professional and see which one fits your needs. Like, for example, for myself, I purchased the home I live in 2010. And back then, I couldn't afford permanent life insurance, but I wanted to make sure that if something happened to me, my family member that lives with me wouldn't be homeless, right? That she wouldn't lose the house. So I got temporary life insurance and I still have it, right? I got it for 30 years because that's the length of my mortgage, right? I was very strategic about it. So now I can afford permanent insurance. So I have temporary insurance and I have permanent insurance. So it's okay to not know which one is best for you. I'm glad you asked that question. And I would just encourage you to speak with someone so they can go through your needs and then you guys can talk through what's going to be a best fit for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're
I have a
welcome.
question in the chat.
Yes.
Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy asks, what's the difference between preferred and standard health?
Good question.
And secondly, what happens to the money when the term ends? So,
Okay, great question. So for the first one about the different, let me stop sharing because I can't see y'all. Okay, so the difference with like whether it's standard, preferred plus, all of that has to do with your health. Okay. So what happens is when you apply for life insurance, we're going to put in information like maybe the person is diabetic, maybe they had a stroke, maybe they had hip surgery, like whatever medical history you have, we will put that in the application. Now, the reason why we put in the application is because the insurance company gonna find out anyway. They're gonna do research and they're gonna access your medical records. So you want to make sure that you're upfront and honest about what's going on because they are then gonna compare to the results that they found on their end. They want to make sure it matches, right? That you're being honest. And depending on how they classify your health, that's going through underwriting. If you're a smoker, they want to know that as well. So, depending on whatever health challenges you might have, they will rate you in a different class category. And basically, what it boils down to is if your health is really, really good, you end up paying less. If your health is not so good, you end up paying more. Or you could have a health challenge where you will get denied, and they would just say that no, we are unable to insure you. That's why it's so important to get life insurance as young as you are, as young as you are, as young as you can, because more than likely you don't have any health challenges and it's going to be really inexpensive at a young age. So does that answer your first question?
Yes, it does.
Great. And then the second question was, I don't remember. What was the second question?
What happens to the
Oh, yeah.
money when the term ends?
Okay. So what happens to the money when the term ends? Think of it this way. You have been paying for coverage. So you have been paying for something. So what happens to it? You paid for it. You paid to have it for that amount of time. You paid the insurance company. So they have your money. That's what happens to it. They have your money. But if you have permanent life insurance, a portion of what you're paying in your premium goes into something called cash value. And that's your money, and that gets to grow. So with temporary life insurance, you're strictly paying for the coverage. You don't get any money back. The insurance company is going to be like, oh, you didn't pass away. Here's your money back. Nope, they're not going to do that. They're going to keep your money because you paid for a service, even though you didn't need it. But you agreed to do it because you said you wanted temporary life insurance. But if you get the permanent insurance, then some of that money will go into a savings bucket and then you can access it whenever you want to as it grows. Does that clarify that for you?
Yes, it does. So if you
Okay.
don't die within that term, if they take it, they pocket the money
Yeah,
with the
just the
term
same
life
way with
insurance.
your car insurance. If you don't get into an accident, they got your money. Like it's the same concept. I want you to not so much think about they're keeping my money. Instead, think about I'm paying for a service. Because guess what? If you did pass away and you had $500,000 in life insurance, your family's going to thank you for it. Your family's going to definitely thank you for it. Right? So don't get caught up in them keeping my money, them getting my money. No, you're paying for service and you have options. You can pay for the one where you don't get money back, or you can pay for the one where you get to grow money, whatever fits your needs, right? So just be mindful about how you think about it, because that sets the tone for you being able to uh really have an open mind to see what's best gonna fit your needs. Because I have both, you know what I mean? So they both serve a purpose. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, I can see the chat now, so let me look in the chat. Okay, cool. All right, so if no more questions, let me share the other resource I had, which is the quiz, and this is what we can do together. So I would like us to all participate in the quiz. The way it's gonna work is there's a series of questions, and we can just like literally, how many? It's seven of us. Cindy, are you able to participate too?
I'm not sure if Cindy's in the call. She hasn't been in the call. I mean, in the Zoom.
Oh, she's not. Okay, no problem, no
No.
problem. All right, so it's me, you. We have Judith, Kareem, Maria, Sage, and Stacy. Are all of you able to unmute and participate?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
able to.
Yes.
Great. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Kareem, are you able to participate as well?
Yes.
okay, great. So, what I'm gonna do is I won't participate because that wouldn't be fair. So, Edlin, I would like you to participate if you don't mind. And so we'll just go around. So it'll be Ed, because it's just the way I have it on my screen.
Kareem,
So
I'm sorry. Kareem said he could only answer via chat at the
that's
moment.
fine. That's fine. We'll take that. So Edlin, you'll be first. Judith will be second. Maria will be third. Kareem will be fourth. Sage will be fifth. And Stacy will be sixth. Sixth. And there's a total of I think like 18 questions. So we'll all get to do a couple. And I'll keep the order. But like basically don't think too hard about it. Just pick an answer when it's your turn. And then, we'll see how we do at the end collectively. Okay. And Kareem, you can put your answer in the chat. That's totally fine. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
All
Sounds
right.
sounds
good.
good.
So great. Okay, so let me get the quiz going. And I can see the chat, so that's good. Okay, so,
Lameka, see if you could remove that block. There's like a
oh, you do
block.
see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that better? Is it?
I
Okay, hold
still
on.
see it. All
Oh,
right.
is this better?
Yeah, it's a little better now.
Okay, let me do this. How's
Perfect.
that? Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm gonna click on the quiz. So this is the quiz that we are actually encouraging everyone to take because the intention is that as we go out and educate, that people's scores will get better. Okay. So it's gonna take us, it's 25 questions, so we'll get to go a couple rounds. We're gonna get to see the true answers, once we're done, we'll get that score. But it's really a chance for you to just kind of see like how well am I doing financially when it comes to financial literacy, right? Because that's the foundation of everything. So here we go. Lynn, what is the primary purpose of a financial education website? A, wait, let me move this out the way. Okay. Offer investment account management for clients. Don't know. Prepare legal documents for filing taxes and estate planning. Recommend specific financial products and services.
I will go with recommend
D?
specific financial products and services. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So I can't, let me see if I can get the chat back up. Ugh. Okay. No, not the chat. I want the participants. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on.
Offer investment.
I want to move. Okay. I want to be able to see you guys. Ugh. Zoom. Why are you zooming? Okay, I move you over. Click on that. Slide that over. And I want to see you guys so I can keep the order. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. And the next one is going to be Judith. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Judith. What is the purpose of a W-4 from when starting a new job? To claim tax deductions for the previous calendar year, to calculate your annual taxable income, don't know, or to report income from freelance or contract work. The purpose of your W-4 from
It's
starting a new
kind of a tie between A and B. I'm thinking to calculate your annual
Oh, there's
tax.
another one. They got an E. I'm sorry, to determine
Oh,
tax withheld from each employee paycheck. I hope the first one didn't have an E, Evelyn. I'm sorry if it did.
I guess to determine tax withheld from your employee's paycheck.
That's your choice? Okay, cool. All right. All right. Next, we have up Maria. Two people each save $100 a month at 7% interest. One starts at age 25, the other starts at age 35. Assuming they both retire at 65, what does the early saver, no, why does the early saver accumulate significantly more? They qualify for tax incentives through early savings. They have more years for compound interest to grow their money. They contribute more total dollars into the amount of the account, don't know, or they invest in higher options with greater returns.
I think I'm going to go with A.
Okay, cool. All right, let's continue. So next up we have Kareem. What does risk assessment help you understand in personal finance? Your likelihood of being audited by the IRS, your comfort with investment risk and potential losses, your ability to qualify for student loan forgiveness, your monthly budget based on past statements, or don't know. Evelyn, let me know what Kareem said in the chat.
B. He said B.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sage, this one is for you. If you follow the 50-30-20 rule and earn $5,000 a month, how much would you ideally allocate towards savings and debt repayment. So this is the 50-30-20 rule, and you got $5,000 a month. $500, which is 10% of your monthly income. $2,500, which is 50% of your monthly income. Don't know. Or $1,500, which is 30% of your monthly income. Or $1,000, which is 20% of your monthly income.
I would probably say like a 10%. It just seems like a safer amount.
Okay. All right. Next question. We have Stacy. Stacy didn't go yet, right? I feel like my order changed. Okay.
No,
Number 6. Is it
number
number 6?
6.
Is that
Yeah,
me?
she's number 6.
Okay, so Judith, yeah, the order is changing. When y'all speak, the order change. All right. Okay, so Stacy's up now, right? Because we're on question 6. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. An employee completes a major project ahead of schedule and receives extra pay in addition to their regular paycheck. What is this extra compensation called? A bonus, which is extra pay awarded for a performance or results, a deduction, which reduces the total earnings before payout, a wage, which is earned based solely on hours worked, a stipend, which is paid in advance for completing a service, or don't know. Stacey, what you think? Did she put in the chat?
Oh, bonus A.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, next one. Evelyn, you again, yes? All right. An investor wants to compare the relative size of two public companies based on their total stock value. Which metric should they use? And what does it represent? Okay. Market capitalization, the total value of a company's shares based on stock price and number of shares. Revenue, the total income a company generates during a fiscal year. Don't know. Or outstanding shares, the number of shares available for daily public trading. Share price, the cost of buying 1 unit of a company's stock.
Right, go by investments. Go down again. All right. Go down a little bit more. Okay, share price. Share price because of buying 1 unit. Okay, it's between A or E. Go back up again.
Mhm.
Everybody probably should based on some information. I'll just go with A.
All right, let's do it. All right, next up, I see Judith. An investor wants profitable management and access to diverse portfolio without selecting individual stocks or bonds. What investment product best suits this need? Access to a professionally managed diversified portfolio of assets, an individual stock selected for high short-term gains, a high-yield savings account with monthly bonus interest, a credit card with investment-based rewards points, or don't know.
Can I see the question again, please?
Absolutely.
An investor wants professional management and access to diversified but without selecting individual stock. Which one? This is, I guess A.
Okay, let's keep going. I have Maria up next.
Mhm.
Okay. If the central bank lowers interest rates to encourage borrowers and borrowing and spending, which type of policy is it using? Monetary policy, adjusting interest rates to influence the economy. Banking policy, regulating interest charges by private lenders. Fiscal policy, using tax credits to boost consumer activity. Don't know. Trade policy, changing tariffs to shift intentional spending.
That's actually a question I have. So I don't know if I know the answer.
Any, mini, mighty, mo, it's okay.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with B.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna find out all the answers at the end,
We'll
so it's
see.
okay. All right, next up is Kareem. Which scenario best demonstrates the role of an unemployment insurance? Okay, unemployment insurance. A laid-off worker receives temporary payment while seeking a new job. A company received government funds to fill job vacancies quickly. Don't know. A retiree collects monthly pension benefits from their former employer. An employee opens a savings account in case of an emergency. Let me know what Kareem said, Edlin.
A.
Okay. All right. Next one, we have Sage. An employee attends a workplace sponsored financial workshop. They learn how to build a budget, pay down debt, and start investing. What is the value of this type of program? It guarantees higher investment returns and loan approvals. It replaces the need for financial advisors or independent planning. It provides tools and knowledge to make informed financial decisions. Don't know. It automatically reduces monthly expenses through workplace perks.
I would probably say C.
Okay, thank you. All right, next we have Stacy. Okay, a lender wants to evaluate how reliable you manage debt. What metric will they most likely check first? Don't know. Your total debt amount, regardless of payment history, a credit score which reflects your financial reliability and risk level, your savings account balance to determine your emergency reserves, your credit card limit to access maximum borrowing power. So they want to know if you can reliably manage debt.
Let's say B.
B?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ellen, we back at you. How can financial counseling support someone struggling with debt? It provides investment advice for short-term trading. It guarantees total loan forgiveness after 3 sessions. It offers personalized help with managing finances and setting goals. Don't know. It automatically qualifies participants for credit relief programs.
C.
Okay, thank you. All right, next up is Judith. How do hedge funds typically differ from traditional investment funds? So this is hedge funds versus traditional investment funds. They focus solely on tracking major stock indices like the S&P 500. They limit investments to low-risk assets like treasury bonds. Don't know. They offer guaranteed returns through government insurance. They use complex strategies like leverage and short selling to pursue higher returns.
I think what's E? I can't read E.
They use complex strategies like leverage and short selling to pursue higher returns.
I guess E.
You said E?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, next is Maria. Where are financial assets such as stocks and bonds typically bought and sold? So where are they bought and sold? The labor market, where wages and employment are negotiated. Financial market, a system where financial assets are traded openly. Don't know. Consumer market, where everyday goods are exchanged. Banking network, where funds are saved and insured.
I'm gonna go with B.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Kareem. What is the goal of a financial wellness program offered by employees or organizations? To replace pensions with stock-based savings bonds, to boost financial health through education and tools, to increase employee salary through budgeting software, don't know, to manage employer sponsored investment portfolios.
He said B.
Okay, thank you. All right, next is Sage. What financial history does a credit report provide to lenders and other authorized parties? It outlines your eligibility for federal financial benefits. It tracks your employer history for the past 10 years. Don't know. It deals with credit activity history, including accounts and payments. It calculates your net worth based on current holdings.
I'll go with D, credit activity history detail.
Thank you. And Stacy, why is net income considered more useful than gross income for managing a personal budget? Why is net income considered more useful than gross income for managing a personal budget? It reflects your salary before any payroll withholdings. Don't know.
D.
Which one?
It shows actual earnings after taxes.
Okay.
D.
D. Thank you. Go ahead. She was like, I don't need you to finish reading. I got my answer. Thank you. All right. Next up is Edelyn. We almost done. We got 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. We got 7 more. Okay. Which federal program provides monthly income to retired or disabled workers based on past employment and earnings? Let me read that again. Which federal program provides monthly income or retired disabled workers based on past employment, earnings, and income? All right, Edelyn. Unemployment insurance offering paid to those recently laid off. Medicaid covering health care for low-income individuals. Don't know. Pension protection offering guaranteed income.
E.
Which one?
E.
E?
Yes.
All right, Miss. I don't need you to finish reading too. All right. Next, we have Judith. Judith, over time, why does compound interest result in a higher total return compared to simple interest on the same principal and rate? I'll read it again. Over time, why does compound interest result in a higher total return compared to simple interest on the same principal and rate? So it avoids taxes and interest earnings. It requires a longer investment period to be effective. It uses a higher interest rate than simple interest. It earns interest on both the principal and the interest already added or don't know.
It requires a longer investment period. B, I
Okay,
think.
thank you. All right, so next up we have Maria, right?
Yes.
Your employer offers to pay you by mail check or by direct deposit. You need immediate access to your paycheck to cover an automatic bill payment due tomorrow. What is the main advantage of choosing direct deposit? It delivers your paycheck electronically for faster, safer access to funds. It reduces loan interest rates by linking payments to a checking account. Don't know. It automatically increases your balance through savings incentives. It avoids all monthly banking fees and transactions limits permanently.
A.
Right. All right, next one, Kareem. Why do individuals purchase insurance policies despite hoping never to use them? To guarantee income through regular premium payouts, to provide protection for unexpected financial losses or risk, to grow savings by investing in low-risk financial products, don't know, to reduce annual tax liabilities through specialized deductions.
He said B.
Okay, thank you. All right, Sage is up next. Why is a dollar received today more valuable than the same dollar received 5 years from now? Why is a dollar received today more valuable than the same dollar received 5 years from now? Because inflation ensures that because inflation ensures that goods cost less in the future. because it can be invested now and grow through interest or returns. Don't know, because interest rates remain constant regardless of time, because spending today creates better habits than delaying.
That one's kind of confusing a little bit. I know it has to
Mhm.
do with inflation.
Mhm.
But I think goods will cost because of inflation, goods will cost more in the future. So
Mhm.
I would say no to that.
Mhm.
I would say no to D.
Mhm.
I would take out E. I might go with B or C. I would say B.
B?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you. I hope there's not a typo on A. But we're gonna see what the answer was. So let's remember that was question 23. Okay. All right, next. We got two left. Um, I'm up to Sage, right? Yes.
I just went. That
No,
was
Oh, you
Sage
just
was
went.
the
I'm
one
so
that was
sorry.
just speaking.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I'm up to Stacy. Okay. All right. An individual in their 20s is deciding whether to start saving now or wait until their 30s. Why is starting earlier usually more beneficial? Starting early gives your money time to grow with interest. Waiting allows you to invest larger amounts at all at once later. Don't know. Early contributions lock in higher returns with less risk. Delaying ensures a better budgeting experience over time.
Um, Oh, this for savings?
An individual in their 20s is deciding whether to start saving now or
Oh,
wait until they're 30. Why is
uh,
it more beneficial to start saving now?
okay. So I was thinking A gives your money more time to grow with interest.
Okay. All right. So let's see how we did. All right, last one. Edlin, you got the last one. Which government programs helps cover medical costs for individuals age 65 and older? Private insurance provided through healthcare aid exchanges. Don't know. COBRA, a temporary extension of employee-based coverage. Medicaid, health assistance based on financial need. Medicare, government health coverage for those 65 and older.
Um, um, I got that. I always get those two confused. I believe it's Medicare, so it'll be E.
Okay, cool. All right. So how we did? We got 19 out of 25.
Wow.
All right. 19 out of 25. So we're going to look at and see which ones we got wrong. Okay. So I'm just going to put this information in so we can see our results. I'm just going to put something random. So we got 19 out of 25. Let me make it more realistic. I said they widowed. I can't do that. I mean, it could be a high school widow, but let's just be a bit more realistic. All right. All right. Okay, cool. So let's see. All right. All right. Let me blow it up because I don't need to see the chat or anything now. Okay. So it's saying number one, we answered it incorrectly. So this one said, what is the primary purpose of a financial education website? We said to recommend specific financial products, but it should be provide tools and information to build financial knowledge. Okay. So that one was that one. We're gonna go to number three. We got that one incorrect. Number three was two people save $100 a month, 7% interest. One starts at age 25, the other one, da da da. So we put A, they qualify for better tax incentives, but it should have been they have more years for compound interest to grow their money. Okay. All right, number five, that's the 50/30/20 rule. We put A, $500, which is 10% of your monthly income. So let's read this one because I know you were like 10%, that kind of makes sense. So let's read what it's saying. If you follow the 50/30/20 rule and earn $5,000 a month, how much should you ideally allocate towards savings and debt? So let's read about it here. It says, suggest you allocate 50% to needs, 30% to wants, 20% to savings and debt. Okay. So that's why it should be choice E, 20%. So you basically needed to know what the 50-30-20 rule meant. Okay. So they have the explanation right here. All right. Number 9. By the way, I don't think y'all did too bad. Out of 25 questions, I don't think y'all did too bad at all. All right. So this one, it was, if the central bank lower interest rates to encourage borrowing and spending, which type of policy is this? So we put banking, but it should have been monetary. Okay. I can see why you say banking, but yeah, it should have been the monetary one. So monetary policy involves central bank tools like interest rate charges and money supply control to stabilize inflation and promote economic growth. All right, number 12. A lender wants to evaluate how reliable you manage debt. What metric will they most likely check first? So we put the total debt amount regardless of payment history, but it should be credit score, which reflects your financial reliability and risk level. All right, last one, number 20. Over time, why does compound interest result in a higher total return compared to simple interest on the same principal and rate? We put it requires a longer investment period to be effective. The correct answer is it earns interest on both the principal and the interest already earned. Okay, so let's read about it. Compound interest is calculated not only on the initial principal, but also on the interest accumulated over previous periods. This allows investments to grow more rapidly over time compared to simple interest, which only generates returns on the original amount. So let's talk about that. Does that explanation make sense, or do y'all need me to break that down a little bit further before we wrap up? Because this is a concept that is really important to understand. Simple interest versus compound interest. Does anyone need me to break it down further? We good?
Kareem said yes, please.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing so y'all can see my hands. All right. So let's say you got $1,000 and you only have simple interest. Okay. So let's say you get 4%. So you got $1,000 and you're getting 4%. So every year you're gonna get 4% on $1,000. Then you're gonna get 4% on $1,000. Then you're gonna get 4% on $1,000. You're only getting 4% on what you started with. That's simple interest. But when you have compound interest, you get, let me give you an example. I'm gonna do 4% of 1,000 so I can give you the amount and we're gonna see how it grows. So if you do 1,000 times 4%, that's $40. So the way compound interest works is you got $1,000, 4% interest, you earned $40. So that next time around, you're gonna get interest on the 1,040, not just 1,000. So let's do that. So we're gonna do $1,040 times 4%. Now we add $41.60. So now the next time we're gonna get interest on the 1,040 plus the 41.6. So every time we get interest, we add it back to the bucket and we keep getting interest on everything. Okay, everything. But the simple interest is only what you started with. Does that help clarify, or do y'all need a visual? I got a visual for you if you need it. Any questions? We good?
Yeah,
Or we
I
need a
think we
visual?
can move on. I don't
Okay,
think we
good.
need it.
Okay, got it. Okay, good. So that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to share. Some resources. I wanted us to do the quiz. Like I said, I think overall you guys did pretty good on the quiz. You got over 65. They say 65 is passing, so and the quiz is random. So like every time you take it, it's gonna be different questions. Okay. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, then we can wrap up this session. And again, I apologize just on behalf of the East Cyprus Community Partnership with what we intended this series to look like. Um, but I tried my best to make sure that, we didn't have to cancel any sessions for you all. So I hope that you found some value and the next time we do have another series, we will definitely let you guys know so you can come to it because I think it's an important topic. Okay? Any questions or closing remarks?
I guess before we do the raffle.
Yes.
Will.
Yes.
Yeah, I did have a question. I on a flyer it said that it was gonna be like homeowner planning.
Mm-hmm.
Was that what we would discuss? Like, was that like was that discussed today? I came in a little bit.
No, it wasn't. You didn't miss it. So before you joined in, I explained to everyone that unfortunately our main presenters were not able to come today again. So
Gotcha.
I'm just filling in for them. So yeah, no, we didn't talk about home ownership tonight.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Kareem says, was there a session last week? If there was, may I receive the recording, please? I think we had that in the newsletter, right, Evelyn? I think that's what we're doing with that. I believe so, because I know it was recorded. I think Cindy's gonna send it out to y'all.
I think so. It should be in the design. We'll have to double check.
Okay, Judith, I see your question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forward it to Edlin, and she's gonna follow up with you, okay?
Okay,
Thank you for
thank
letting me
you.
know. You're welcome.
And I wanted to ask another question.
Yeah.
Sorry. How
Okay.
can you improve your credit score?
So there's a couple things you can do. The very first thing is to make sure you don't have any late payments. That right there pulls that your credit score so much when you have late payments. The other thing you want to do is to not have what they call high utilization. So let's say you got a credit card limit of $1,000. Okay? That's your limit. You never want to spend more than like 20%. That's what our credit person shared last week. The banks say no more than 30%, but really I say 15, 20% as well. So you don't really want to spend more than like $200 on that credit card. You really don't. Now, if you do spend that amount, you got to pay it down before your bill hits because they're going to go by what's the balance. So that's the second way. First way, no late payment. Second way, don't use all the cards. Right? And then the third way is just continue to make your payments. The more you develop the credit history, the more your score goes up.
So is 680 good? I have a 680.
680 is fair. It is very fair.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not like super, super great. It's fair. So just so you
Okay.
know, if you go out to apply for any type of funding, most of them want you to have a 640. So you got more than a 640. But the highest
Okay.
is 850. So you got some room for improvement. But it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, so Ellen's gonna do the raffle. Ellen, how you looking? You need time to put the names in, or you good? Okay, you good. Okay. All right, so Ellen's gonna share her screen. We're gonna do the raffle. And Ellen, do you have the form to put in the chat for everybody, or you need me to put that in? Ellen, let me know if you need me to put the form in the chat for the winners.
So are you able to see the
I can see it, but it's really small.
No, I'm gonna maximize it.
Okay, yeah, we can see it.
Okay, let me just make sure I have everyone whose name that's not on the chat. Just let me know. Let's see. Sage. Okay. Okay, so I think I have everyone. Yes.
Mhm.
Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and spin the wheel.
Mhm.
Judith!
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna put the form soon in the chat, but let's just continue. Just
Okay, thank you.
remember. Yay! Oh wait, I forgot to take off Sage. Sorry, Sage, you don't get it again. Wait, remove.
As
Sorry, Sage. One last time. Kareem. We have Sage, Judith, and Kareem. Just don't log out yet. I will be putting the link on the chat so you can fill out your information. So you can go ahead and retrieve the gift card. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and thank you for your patience and flexibility.
and thank you for all the information. I really helped
You're welcome.
financial. And actually, this week I have an appointment with one of my insurance people because
Good.
my son is 19 now, so he's an adult, and they're telling me I have to look through it with him and
Mhm.
see what I want to do, if I want
Right.
to have him have a separate one or
Mhm.
still keep him under mine.
Right, right. Okay, good.
And I had a whole life since he was a baby, so
Mm-hmm. Cool.
we'll see. He's in
Good. I'm
college.
proud of you for getting that stuff in place and for reevaluating it because we always need to do that. Life changes. You want to reevaluate when you move, if you get married, if you get divorced, if there's a passing in the family, you always want to reevaluate. So you reevaluate during those times and then every year just reevaluate. Yeah, make sure it still fits your needs.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I went ahead and dropped the link on the chat. So for my winners, Judith, Sage, and Kareem, please fill out the form. And yes, before you finish.
Thank you. So when you finish, just put the word done in the chat so we'll know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us, Stacy.
Thank you.